I got nothing to say. Roll the intro.
Roll the intro. Do Star Wars.
You made the theme. How do you not know how it goes?
I mean, do you want me to do I have to mouth it now too? I gotta fucking do everything here, Josh. I gotta fucking make the goddamn intro, and now what do you want me to fucking whistle it? Do you want me to get some fucking background singers in here? We'll do a fucking acapella version of the intro? What do you want from me, Josh? One man.
Cute roll intro. Hello and welcome to Star Wars Every Week Forever, the podcast in which we watch one Star Wars movie every week forever, and now we branch into our third rotation of the original trilogy, starting with A New Hope. Ben, how was your watch?
I fucking hate radio dramas.
Well, we should live with that. As mentioned on an episode last rotation, Chris and Ben listened to the radio dramas of the original trilogy, specifically A New Hope, this week. Which leads to, Chris, how was your watch?
My watch was fine. It was A New Hope.
Yeah. I will say, I wrote down in my notes that I know we've said before that this movie just ends. And I was going to say it feels refreshing every time we get to this movie now, because we've watched it so many times now, and by 3 and maybe one more, that when you get like 30 minutes before the end of the movie, the climax is actually approaching, rather than in the majority of the rest of the films at this point, where it's not even, like, the climax is happening and you've got like fucking 20 minutes after that. But then I realized the reason I'm saying this might be because I find myself checking how far I am in the movie a lot, because this process makes me think about all the things I could be doing other than watching Star Wars.
Same.
So I just bring up the bar to see how far I am, and it's like, oh, Jesus Christ, an hour? Fuck.
I have a lot going on in my life currently, and this is a great time for me to have decided to start this podcast.
Oh,
so
God.
I find myself also doing the same thing often.
A New Hope is a good movie.
Yeah, classic. Fantastic.
I think I enjoyed this movie more than I have the entire series for that selfish reason.
I very much enjoyed this watch specifically because I went out of my way to make sure I finished listening to the radio drama before watching the actual movie. So I kind of made sure I had a big downer before I got to the actual movie to, like...
The movie was your comfort food.
Yeah, exactly. After I spent 5 hours listening to...
So tell me about the radio drama, folks. I did not listen to it because I did the fucking extra features last rotation.
The radio drama fucked me up a little bit. Even the second time listening to it. Because, they actually...
I'm so sorry, continue.
They actually present the scene of Leia's interrogation as it happened.
Oh.
Like, it doesn't just, like, door closes, cut to next scene. Like, they present you with Leia getting tortured.
Oh.
And it's, I want to say a little fucked up, but it's more than a little fucked up. And it made me extremely uncomfortable, which, I mean, I guess that's what they were going for, but, like, no thank you.
Yeah. It's like, the best part of it is when Accountant Vader is like, it's like, well, I'm torturing you, but also, I'm going to need that W-2 back by the end of the month in order to get this done.
Well, it's funny because he starts off with, I'm your rebel friend. You need to tell me where the base is.
I am a member of the Rebel Alliance, like you.
And then immediately goes to, your limbs are on fire and you're dying.
What? Oh. So how is the context, because I'm sure they didn't know this when they made the radio show, how is it with the context that Leia is his daughter? Is it worse? Way worse?
Well, it's worse, but also I feel like Vader at this point doesn't know that.
While watching this movie, I did muse over the thought that if Leia always kind of knew that Luke was her brother, did she always kind of know that Vader was her dad? Because I will say, the first time Leia talks to him, it's very much that I'm really angry at you, Dad kind of voice.
I feel like Leia
sure
just
she did.
kind of says, I kind of always knew.
Yeah.
I feel like that's some bullshit on her part.
That's some. Yeah, I kind of always knew. Let's not talk about that time I kissed you.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
it's that awkward silence comment. It makes sense.
I don't have much to say on the radio drama, honestly. Like, it wasn't. I enjoyed it to a degree. I enjoyed it for a while, and then I really fucking didn't for the rest of it because it just was 5 hours of my life. I really enjoyed the beginning of it. The beginning of the radio drama is a bunch of like the deleted scenes and shit that got cut of Luke on Tatooine with his friends, and that stuff is all really cool. I feel like it also should be stated, Mark Hamill, Anthony Daniels as well, is C3PO. Mark Hamill is also in this and is the only other member of the actual cast.
Yeah, the only two
which
actual
is the most
cast
Mark
members
Hamill
were
thing.
Anthony Daniels and Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that is the most Mark Hamill thing I have ever seen.
Do you think when he auditioned for the Joker, which I believe is the first time he did voiceover, he walked in there thinking, yeah, I had fun doing the radio dramas. I'm sure this will be a breeze.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't have much to say. It was kind of all right. I'm looking forward to the Empire one. I feel like the Empire one could be really interesting. Particularly, I'm hoping I get some more context to the dinner scene.
I hope we don't. Because I just want Downtime Darth to be our thing, not this fucking radio show.
Well, I'm really excited if it's the same. I haven't checked ahead. I'm hoping it's the same accountant motherfucker playing Vader. Because that would even be better. Just, yes, Han, please come sit down. I'm wearing my cardigan. I've got my pipe. Please take a seat.
Yeah,
Let's talk about.
He's the most stereotypical, like, white dad sounding person ever.
What are your intentions with my daughter? Also, let me see your tax returns. I'd really like to know what the financial future of my daughter is, Han Solo. I don't know if smuggler is the kind of job that I want.
Did you, Mr. Solo, did you submit your W-2 to the Imperial Revenue Service?
Would you be considered an employee as a smuggler? No? Well, that's a strike against you, certainly.
Let me ask you a question, Han. Is Solo even your real last name? It doesn't sound real. It sounds almost like some bullshit name an Imperial border agent would give.
Fuck that movie.
One thing that bothered me so much about the radio drama is there's an entire B-plot on the Death Star where Mahdi, the guy who's like, oh, your sorcerer's ways don't scare us, that guy has an entire B-plot where he's trying to talk Tarkin into, like, overthrowing the Emperor with the Death Star, and it just doesn't go anywhere.
I dig it. You want to know?
Because they all get blown up anyway.
I did mention in this watch through, I identify with Moff Mahdi. Knowing everything we know about the Force and the Jedi and the Sith, he's the guy that looks at Vader and says, your religion is bullshit, and the Jedi are bullshit, the Sith are bullshit, and you're bullshit. And sure, he gets fucking choked nearly to death for it, not in a fun Hayden Christensen is hot kind of way, more in a I'm gonna kill you kind of way, but whatever, I identify with him.
It's like a weird turn. See, Josh, I feel like it's entirely different though, because like, get where you're coming from, but it's not like, no, your religion is bullshit, like, you know, you could say about an actual religion. It's all hooey and bullshit and doesn't really exist. That would be like if I started yelling at a priest
It's very much.
when 10 years ago there was evidence of Jesus just walking down the street like, hey guys, how's it going?
It's very much the D&D experience of knowing that gods exist but still being against them or being an atheist. It's like, dude, all the proof are right in front of your fucking eyes. Look at the cleric. The paladin's right there. There's a warlock right there. His eyes glow.
If anyone would know not to fuck with Vader that way, it would be an admiral in the Imperial Navy. So, like, just the fact that Mahdi's like, oh, your sorcerer's ways don't frighten me. I'm like, dude, this is the guy who chokes people because he's in a bad mood. Like,
well, it's that, and it's another case of like, it's another case of new canon making this even dumber because now we know there's Inquisitors out there, and like, it's not just Vader. This guy's just a moron. I want this scene. I want like a redo of the scene where he's getting force choked and like, I still don't believe it. I can breathe just fine.
I'm not saying, and also this person is previously talking about murdering planets to keep people in line. He's obviously not a smart man. He's obviously a terrible Nazi. But that said, I'm digging that scene more now just because it's like this unreasonable anger towards the entire fucking... It's like... I think this process of doing this podcast has made me hate the Jedi and Sith so much that anytime anybody's like, yeah, fuck the Force, I'm like, yeah. That's all. That's all I got.
Well, what we're learning is what it sounds like is this podcast is turning Josh into one of those like kids that gets signed up for like the National Guard because he passes some dude in the mall who's like, sweet skateboard, bro, can I interest you in this? It's like, you know what? He's talking my language. Let me sign on the dotted line. Like, how many more rotations into this before Josh shows up in like an Imperials rock t-shirt and like it's like, oh, the Empire did nothing wrong. Alderaan had it coming.
Let's make it clear. It is not the Imperials. This guy's an asshole. They're all Nazis. The Imperials suck. They all fucking suck. But I'm also saying, just the Force sucks as well. It just sucks.
I will say, one of the big reasons I have to
give this radio drama a low rating. There's two reasons.
God damn it.
One of which is because there is a race in it. However, it's not a pod race.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You can feel that coming, huh?
Yep, one per podcast. We're done. We're in the clear. Carry on.
Number two is because Porkins is never seen nor mentioned. The man who sacrificed it all for the rebellion.
I want to put out there, it's become a tradition in the Discord. Every time we get to that scene, I put... to honor the first time we watched it in the podcast, and I put in exactly how Ben first typed it. No! Porkins! In the Discord. And I finally onboarded him this time, where it's just a tradition now.
They don't even mention Red 6.
Oh, God.
Which, of course, is Porkins' call sign.
Of course, yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm deeply hurt by that.
Understandable.
Jesus.
Hey, can I ask a question?
No.
Okay.
No, we don't do that here.
What's up?
What do you want?
What do you want?
Why does Kenobi... Why does Ben Kenobi check to see if Luke is alive by putting his hands on his eyes and forehead?
Look, he's been in the desert a long time.
Obi-Wan Kenobi show. Explain this to me.
Well, maybe
it's like it reads as if he's closing his eyes like he's already dead.
He's trying to sense the midichlorians in his blood. I don't fucking know.
God. I swear to God, if midichlorians one more.
Listen, droid, it's all right. I know what I'm doing. I learned this from Ben Quadraneros.
Oh, in the radio drama, Luke is a racist fuck.
Oh no, really?
Before we move on to Luke's a racist, because I'm looking at Ben Quadraneros' stupid face because I couldn't remember his name and I had to make sure I had it right. Did it ever strike you that Ben Quadraneros' face kind of looks like a stretched out scrotum just a little bit?
It does. It really does. It really does. I'm not even looking at it, and I know that.
Like, I'm looking at this really high-res photo, and I'm like, Jesus, whose stretched out ball sack am I looking at right now?
What the fuck is happening? We're
What is
talking about
happening?
pod racing, and I'm
We've hit our-
scared. How the
we've
fuck
hit our
did you
final
guys
form.
do this?
We've hit our final form. This is
Done
it.
it.
We've lost our
You've done it,
fucking
Ben. You've broken us. You've
I've been
broken
entirely-
us, Ben. I googled Ben Quadraneros, and there's a fucking title card for Ben Quadraneros, a Star Wars story. I'm so done.
Anyway, why is Luke Skywalker a racist, Ben?
I need to compose myself.
Dear
So
dear
Luke is a
listener.
racist fuck.
Yes, please.
Because once they come into the Mos Eisley Cantina and Obi-Wan's, Luke is like fascinated to finally see a Wookiee, which is like fine, like whatever. He doesn't see Wookiees aren't exactly a common sight in the galaxy at large, especially on Tatooine. But then for example, when they're on the Millennium Falcon, they go into a long drawn out conversation about fucking holo chess. And the droids wanted to play holo chess, but there was no one to play it with them. And then Chewie comes along, and Luke's like, Chewie's not going to be able to play holo chess. And Ben's like, excuse me?
Ben Kenobi to the rescue.
Look, I mean, yeah, he's a racist, but I mean, for a farm boy who grew up on Tatooine, isn't that like Alabama to the Star Wars universe? Like, they walk into the cantina and he's just like, well, I tell you what, look, you can't be playing chess with that Wookiee over there. Look, that Wookiee can't play no chess. Look, listen, you can't.
You have such a specific vision of your voice of an Alabama woman. I'm fascinated by this turn of events.
Look, I live in the Midwest now. I fucking deal with this all the time. All right, it's just. Well, listen here. Well, hold on now. Now, let me.
Let's redo the original trilogy with this voice. But I was going to Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
God has forsaken
It sounds
us.
like Blanche. It sounds like Blanche with Golden Girls. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a text. Oh, major merchandise has arrived at Planet Walmart.
Oh God.
So, in this corner that I have yet not named, it's loosely known as Merch Squad, we look at the latest and greatest in Star Wars merchandise. Today, we're looking at the Star Wars May the Force Be With You t-shirt for women by Her Universe. Sounds like a great idea, right?
Oddly specific.
It is. You'll stand
Scared.
firmly between the dark side and the light in this soft, stylish tee from Her Universe. The front of this black and white top features the Star Wars logo, while the back wishes all those who follow, may the Force be with you. It's 50% cotton, 50% polyester. It's just listed as imported, which, okay. So this all sounds great, right? I'm now going to send you a picture of what this looks like. And keep in mind, when you see it, it is $36.99.
Scared. What the fuck am I looking at?
That is the shirt. Would someone like to explain what the shirt looks like? For $36.99, you can own this.
It looks like
I'm having a stroke.
So this shirt has.
I'm going cross-eyed trying to read this thing.
The shirt is black on one side, white on the other. No real design. It's just combined it's divided down the middle with both colors on each side. One side says Star on the black side with it written in white, and on the white side it says Wars with it written in black on the other side. And then
And then on the back.
And on the back, look, if I Now, what's that
Crystal.
there shirt say on the back? it's mighty confusing.
One side, the white side, has May for SWEWF down its middle, down its side. And the other side has the BU. So it's meant to be read May on the white side, the on the black side, force on the white side, B on the black side, white with on the white side, and U on the black side. But
like,
it doesn't read that way because of the way it's formatted.
yeah, and it's not even like the words are next to each other. They're like staggered.
Yeah. And also,
tell me why,
Chris,
I want a
you
shirt that
got
says
to
May
stop.
Chris, for the
Force
sake
with
of my sanity, you
the
need
BU.
to end this now.
you really do need to stop. But the reason why I brought this up, and this is what I wanted to talk about, or rather what Major Merchandise wanted me to talk
It's
about,
really bad.
is that it's the laziest fucking thing you could have possibly made in a 4 women line.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
like,
even get why this is specifically like a 4 women's line. Like,
Well,
it seems very non-specific.
it's non-specific because they wanted to make a 4 women's line. And it's always great to have designs made specifically like this for women because their sizes are so different and it's such a pain in the ass. And especially in many cases, getting a size in women's is more expensive than getting a men's. But this reads as, we're lazy, let's just put something out there. Because there was no effort put into this fucking thing.
No, see, I almost think the opposite, and that I think makes it worse. This does not read to me as lazy. Like, there was clearly effort put into this in the wrong direction. Like, you don't
'cause I feel like I could
lazily
spend
put this design on here and fucking stagger the words on each side and like,
Yeah, I feel like I could spend 5 seconds like just doodling a T-shirt
Exactly.
and make it look
That's
more
what
well
this is.
designed than
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's
whatever's
lazy
happening
as
here.
fuck. It's lazy as fuck.
No, but I
you
kind of
gotta
agree with
try
Chris
hard
on
to
this.
fuck up this bad. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta. This is the opposite of lazy. Someone put work into fucking this up.
Yeah, I kind of feel Chris here. Like they went the extra mile to make it look terrible.
Some fucking poor designer made this shirt, put the pencil down, and went, "I did good today."
Oh yeah, I just got a text. Major Merchandise has sold out at Planet Walmart. Thank you for your
So
time.
wait, this thing is worth $33?
36.
$36.
Cracks the knuckles, and
Uh,
I did
and
good work today.
It's
Now send the design to China.
It's sold specifically at Disneyland.
Okay, well that starts to make sense why it's outrageously expensive.
But also it can be bought online at what is the name of their official merch site, which I use for this?
Plugging
shopdisney.com.
Are we plugging the Star Wars
Nope.
merch site right now?
Nope. I didn't make this clear last time, so I'm making it clear now. I only do official Star Wars merchandise, so I only get it off of official brands or shopdisney.com. Because if I'm gonna show the worst, I'm getting it directly from them.
No.
Also,
That's
don't
what
buy from
I'm-
shopdisney.com.
I was about to say, this is what I'm complaining about right now. We're plugging the fucking Disney. Where's our fucking money? All right.
I mean,
Listen, Mickey.
Chris, how much revenue is us ripping on Disney merch gonna generate for Disney?
I mean, nothing.
For
As
all
soon
of
as-
the like
look.
3 people who I love and adore that listen to us.
Look, as soon as I began insulting the Midwest with that terrible accent, our 3 listeners tuned out anyway, so we're completely alone here.
Forget the Midwest.
still.
I'm insulted by that accent, and I think it's hilarious.
Bad accent. So,
Are we done plugging the $1 billion corporation yet?
Disney Plus, best $6.99 in the biz. Did they charge your rate card?
Yes, I did.
Fantastic. I'm disappointed because that was a good bit. Boba Fett is in this movie, and I don't know why, but it struck me this time because it's obviously like B-roll taken from another one of the movies, and it comes across as like he's randomly catwalking, posing, like he catwalks on, he does his turn to the audience, and then he just, instead of turning around, he just keeps walking. It's very out of place with like the rest of that entire scene.
It looks like the scene in Pulp Fiction where what's his name like looks off camera because he's confused. It looks like that, but he's trying to look cool.
Also,
Which I mean, it's Boba Fett, so he does look cool, but it's still like, excuse me. Not to mention it's that scene that I hate that should remain a deleted scene, but we had to have Han Solo digitally jumping over Jabba's tail.
Yeah, it's always bothered me. They put Boba Fett in for the 97 special edition. They fucking digitally superimposed him. So we hilariously we have our buddy Rick McCallum to thank for this.
Yes, Rick. This is a Rick McCallum project, and obviously it's a terrific idea. It's a terrific idea, obviously.
No, this is them getting ahead of it and going, well, see, Boba Fett's first appearance isn't in the holiday special. He's in A New Hope. Ha! Take that, nerds.
Take that, nerds. Boba Fett doesn't piss me off as much as the fact that Greedo can be seen in 3 separate shots.
You brought this up
after he is shot.
Yeah, you brought this up before.
So much. This bothers you so much.
Because he's already dead.
Not
I understand why it bothers
him.
him.
Jabba's gang at the ship. You could see him walking in the background when like Ben and Luke are like going through the streets. Like Greedo's everywhere. I think Greedo's a god.
There's something
anointed 2 people from this movie as gods already. Would we like to try for a third?
Wait, who else is a god?
Ben. I'm looking at Skype right now, and you have him as your picture.
He's not a god.
I would put him more as a
savior.
martyr.
He died for our sins, Josh.
We should probably mention, back here in the 6 weeks ago phase, Jeremy Bulloch passed.
Indeed.
Which is very strange because we mentioned him right after.
Can we? I think it's up to you, Josh, whether or not you want to say what I said on the. Whether you want to address what I said to you immediately when you brought it up, but it feels like the most. It feels like the question we should be asking ourselves now.
So, on the holiday special, I actually tweeted this already. On the holiday special, we talked about David Prowse, because it was the first time he naturally came up in the conversation, since he passed in November. And then a couple days later, Jeremy Bulloch passed. And we all kind of said, this feels like our fault. But Jeremy Bulloch is another individual that deserved more from the Star Wars community. He seemed all right with his voice being replaced in Empire.
Well, he wasn't the voice.
Well, he was the voice, was. Well, he was the bot.
He was the guy in the suit. Yeah, he was just the guy in the suit. He also played 2 other roles throughout the Star Wars original trilogy.
Was the voice?
I don't have that name.
He's in the Five Fets documentary that they did a few years ago at Star Wars Celebration. I would actually advise checking out that Five Fets piece because they kind of I actually don't know who the original voice
Jason Wingreen.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they did a piece where they had all 5 Fets, which was one of the stunt actors that did Return of the Jedi, the voice, Jango Fett, which obviously would go on to play Boba Fett, Daniel Logan, which would go on to play was the original Baby Boba Fett, and Jeremy Bulloch. And they all sort of almost felt weirdly familiar with each other. David referred to Tamara as Dad.
That's great.
Jeremy referred to Daniel as Baby Boba, and Daniel referred to Jeremy as Grandpa Boba. So they got to know each other a lot.
Little family of Bobas. I love it.
Little family of Bobas. They just Jeremy Bulloch, by all accounts, everything I've seen, just seems like a swell guy, and the world is lesser for losing both him and David Prowse, and it does feel like our fault.
Yeah.
I will say I was just today listening to some of the original voice clips from the original trilogy with Jason Wingreen, and I'm not knocking
Oh God, really? Right now, Ben?
No, I'm not knocking. Who's Django? Who's the voice?
Tamara Morrison.
Mary Morrison.
I'm not knocking him. I love Jason Wingreen's performance.
Yeah, it is the superior performance.
I
It's not-
very much enjoy the more gruff, more like grizzled voice.
Well, you two have watched The Mandalorian at the point of the recording. Does Tamara Morrison do a great job as Boba Fett?
Oh, he's
He's
probably
fantastic.
my favorite character on that show.
My favorite
the
thing
problem-
is that he has the dad bod as
Yeah.
Boba Fett, and it
Yeah.
rocks. It's so
The-
good.
See, the problem with the whole Tamara Morrison as Boba Fett thing is it's the thing that they've changed that I understand the most. It makes sense.
But
It still doesn't feel great that they did it.
I will say, having seen both versions, the original voice isn't that much different than Tamara.
It's not. No,
Yeah,
it's
like,
not.
like obviously Tamara has more of an accent, but like there was no need. There was just no need.
His voice is a little, I'd say, like smoother.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have as much, like I said, like grizzled, like. But it's not that major of a change.
I'd like to
And I
point
love
out,
both voices. I'm not meaning to diminish either one.
I'd like to point out that this is the second rotation in a row we've had a really long Boba Fett conversation on the episode A New Hope.
In which he appears even though he shouldn't have and
Yeah.
doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And
It's-
in the
I don't
last
know, it's,
rotation, I forgot he was in the movie. I blinked and didn't see him last rotation and forgot.
Yeah. It's weird. It's
Yeah. Boba on the
I don't
catwalk.
know. Yeah. I don't mind this. I guess it's fine. Whatever. Of all the changes, like I said, it could be a lot worse. I found a photo recently that was timed perfectly because it was going into this watch of David Prowse and oh fuck. I tried to veer into this conversation before we started talking about Boba Fett, and now I've lost the goddamn plot. What the hell? Oh Jesus! The actor that played Obi-Wan. What's his name?
Sir Alec Guinness.
Sir Alec Guinness. Thank you. Oh God, thank you. There is a photo of them. There's photos of them behind the scenes training for their saber duel. I don't think it gets talked about enough. The fact that Sir Alec Guinness really played up the old man angle.
Yeah.
He's totally fine. Like, there's photos of them practicing for the duel, and he's fucking, like, dancing around and fucking... like, he is very nimble.
Yeah.
Like,
It should be stated, I don't think we've expressed it on this podcast, even though we have expressed our love of Ewan McGregor so heavily. Alec Guinness, fucking great in these movies.
oh,
I
yeah.
adore him.
Alec Guinness is incredible in these movies.
Just like his entire presence, he's so careful to present. And one of the little acting things that happens in these movies don't have a lot of great acting moments, and it's because of the way they're structured. The sequel trilogy has more of them because they had directors that were a little more open to it, whereas George wasn't. Empire has some of it, but the way in which Alec Guinness presents the entire story of Anakin to Luke, every motion is so calculated with emotion. They've done, there's a YouTube video that essentially is called Obi-Wan Has PTSD, where they roll that reaction right into everything that happened with Anakin in the movies prior, and it plays off so well. You can see everything that has happened to him in in his every expression. It is one of my favorite acting performances in all of Star Wars, just that entire conversation. But also he does a spin and does that weird circle thing. The spin doesn't bother me as much as the circle thing.
There's so much of it though that really strikes me as like, oh yeah, Yoda rubbed off on Obi-Wan quite a bit. Like there's so much in this movie where he's just like fucking talking, and like he's a lot of it. Sir Alec Guinness was fantastic in this movie, but he also hated this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought this was the biggest waste of his time while doing
But
it.
I will say he was very humorous and like
Oh
into
yeah,
it on set.
in the funniest way.
Yeah.
Like he was enjoying his time
Yeah.
doing the movie, but he thought it was total bullshit.
Yeah, he did.
I feel like
He
it's
did.
almost because he thought it was total bullshit,
That he enjoyed himself.
so he was just
Yeah,
like, fuck
although-
it.
I will say, in Empire and Jedi, it does feel like he's phoning it in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
What the hell do you mean I'm a ghost? No, fuck you. Listen. What do you mean I have to come back for a couple days?
What do
to
you
talk
mean
to
I
him?
signed these contracts? I didn't sign those contracts. But no, I can't express enough how good that scene is. Also, how bad a liar Obi-Wan Kenobi is. If Luke had any reason to distrust him at this point, he would have saw right through that. That little move he makes before a former apprentice of mine, Darth Vader, just like that little motion is such a huge fucking tell that he's lying. It's so fucking good.
My favorite thing in retrospect watching, I can't help but laugh hysterically the whole time. Like every single fucking time. I found myself rewinding this time to go back to watch it again to laugh hysterically. He fucking it's one of
He's
those
so
things.
uncomfortable.
No, what do you mean?
He's so uncomfortable throughout that entire conversation. He's like,
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. No, I'm talking about a different scene where I have to rewind because it's fucking hilarious. He in retrospect, because of the prequels, this line has always made me laugh. When he's about to duel Vader, he just keeps calling him Darth. which is so You can't win, Darth. What? That's not his name. It's like he's Darth Vader, but like, why would Obi-Wan be calling him Darth? It's so casual. And the fucking way he says it.
Obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi, along with being a fan of Ben Quadraneros, is a big fan of Downtime Darth.
Every time you can't win, Darth. I fucking lose it because it's just so casual. It's so like.
Oh.
It's so stupid.
Also, I love how so in the prequels Obi-Wan is a very lighthearted, like casual kind of person. Casual's not the right word, but I feel like you guys get what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like that kind of carries over to A New Hope because he's just
Oh,
like,
100%.
I'll go turn off the generators. You guys just hang out, and he just fucking leaves. And Luke's like, nah, I'll help you. He's like, just stay here. And he just leaves to go on his own fucking adventure.
He seems in his environment in that cantina. He really does. I'm so disappointed that Obi-Wan Kenobi has such clear vision now because I could just imagine, sometimes you want to go somewhere where nobody knows your name and only refers to you as Ben. I just want Space Cheers so bad.
My fucking favorite part about Obi-Wan in this movie is him sneaking to the tractor beam. Because it's this dude in robes in the middle of the Death Star, and he's running down a hallway, and he ducks behind a pillar, and then runs down the hallway and ducks behind another pillar, and it's the funniest shit.
That reads as Alec Guinness is not interested in this scene. It really does.
See, we keep pitching Downtime Darth. I want fucking completely ambivalent Sir Alec. That's what I want. Like, just I want him walking up the hallway and the stormtroopers are like, "Hey, you stop!" And he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't care. Look, just let me go. This is bullshit. You're bullshit." Waves his hands, fucking forget me or whatever. Just keeps walking.
The smug smile on Obi-Wan's face as he's mind tricking the stormtrooper on Tatooine.
The smug smile on his face when he just holds up the lightsaber is starting to make me laugh. It's just like, oh well, fuck, I guess I'll die. I've been trying to since Revenge of the Sith.
And On that note, so he turns off the tractor beam and he does the little thing to make a noise. He looks and waits for the stormtroopers to go back to their original stance and then walks away. And I know that's nitpicky, but like he did the whole sound thing and everything and waits till they're not looking at it to leave.
It's so good. It's so fucking wonderful.
It's such high camp, and I love it.
And that smile as he puts the lightsaber up is, oh, my last scene.
God.
This is going to be another fucking... We've now ruined Sir Alec Guinness for ourselves, just like we've ruined Darth Vader.
No,
We've
I have a whole new appreciation for Sir Alec Guinness.
Yeah, it's like we're experiencing a level of nirvana where we'll like go through a peak in a valley and then hit a hill and realize something nobody else has seen in the movie because we keep watching it. Then we'll hit another valley and then we'll reach another peak where something new is funny to us, and that's going to be the rest of our lives.
I have a thought. I think everyone was miserable to be doing Star Wars, but everyone was happy to be doing Star Wars together miserably.
Yeah, those Death Star shooting days looked rough. Like, the script was rewritten while they were doing those scenes. It looked like rough days, but they seemed to be getting through it together. And they kept trying to, like, get George Lucas out of his fucking shell. There's a famous scene where they come down the hallway. Like, it's just a running hallway, and they've done, like, 15 takes, and the entire cast just, like, starts walking up to him after it with their hands extended going, yeah, yeah, and then George Lucas, like, cracks a smile and says, the boom mic was in the shot.
But what I mean with that is, Sir Alec Guinness didn't want to be there. Harrison Ford didn't want to be there. David Prowse had every right to not want to be there.
Yeah.
But whenever you see pictures of, like, them all together just powing around, there's just such camaraderie there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the cast just being so tight-knit is the only thing that made this work.
This is something that I feel about the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy that I feel like the prequels don't have. All of the cast feels very familiar with one another.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a chemistry between them, whereas in the prequels, it really feels like that's not there, and that's why I tend to have more fun watching these two sequel trilogies in terms of, like, the interactions between characters. I expect that Hayden and Ewan, written by other people, would have terrific chemistry. And they do in points in Revenge of the Sith, but nowhere else.
Yeah, written or even... Well, definitely written and also directed.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I feel like a lot of direction needed to be there that wasn't.
Yeah.
To put it nicely.
Why does Luke feel the need to pull on the shirt of the bartender to get his attention?
It really is the most juvenile fucking, like, excuse me, mister, I'm lost. I need an adult.
Personal space, Luke. I'm just getting all the pre-cast watch nitpicks out today.
I do love how that scene goes, though, like, the two fucking patrons picking a fight with Luke, because, like, we've all been there. You're at a bar, you're just trying to get a drink, and some asshole at the bar is like, hey, fuck you. For literally no reason.
I like how Ben Kenobi is just raring to get into a bar fight. Like, there were so many ways to de-escalate that, and he's like, nah, your hand's going whack.
I've been in hiding on this planet for years, watching over you, making sure nobody knows there's a Jedi here. At the slightest hint of inconvenience, I'm going to spark up my lightsaber.
I've already had three shots of synthale since we walked into this bar. Let's fucking go.
In the radio drama, while all that's happening in the bar and C-3PO and R2 are waiting outside, when they see the stormtroopers, they don't just go, oh no, that looks bad, and then it cuts away like it does in the movie. They're like, oh shit, stormtroopers. So they go to a used droid lot and masquerade as droids for sale. And the stormtroopers come to the store owner and they're like, "Did you acquire any new droids over the past 10 months or sell any droids?" And he's like, "Nope, business has been slow." And then as soon as they leave, he looks over and he goes, "Who the fuck are you two?"
I wonder what that was all about. Hey, what's this? What are you two doing standing there?
Well, our master instructed us to wait here, sir. He's canvassing the area to see if anyone wants any household maintenance jobs done.
Well, don't stand right here on my lot, you half-wit. People will think you belong to me.
I can't stop.
So weird.
I can't stop picturing this droid owner as Watto. I just can't. It just comes across as Watto.
Oh my
in my head.
god.
Yeah.
Also, at some point, so right after Han signs on, or Luke and Ben sign on with Han, a character named Squeaks, or Squeak, shows up, and it's just a very high-pitched, very fast-forwarded voice offering Han another job that he's, like, totally on board for, and then just decides, nah.
Well, I want to know what Squeak's job was. Tell me more about Squeak.
Squeak, the thing with Squeak is I only understood half of it, and
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
really
rough.
didn't want to rewind to re-listen to Squeak.
It's Squeak. How do I know what he wants?
Oh, I've been looking all over for you in the work.
That's fair. It was 4 hours. I appreciate
5 hours.
that. 5
You
hours.
son of a bitch. 5 hours.
I appreciate
It was
that.
only 4 hours and 55 minutes of my life, John.
I appreciate. I know this is painful, and I feel for you, but I appreciate you have like a small understanding of what I went through.
I was gonna
because-
say I feel like I can't complain that much because I'm sure
No,
special
you
features
should
are comparable.
complain because the only way you're gonna get through it is complaining about it. But I want you all to know, 5 hours was like generally the minimum amount of time I spent on the extra features.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to bellyache too much because I know that's.
please do. It's healthy for you to do that. But I'm just saying.
Comes over and he's like, hey, Han, I got a new job for you. And I'm just like, slow down. I'm scared. And it just went, and half of it wasn't even words, even though it was just noises in my brain. Like,
What these movies are becoming for me.
Noises in your brain?
Just noises in my brain.
I'm doing it. I need to see if Squeak has a Wikipedia page.
Oh, God.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah, do it. I do want to point out a special edit that has been changed multiple times, like every
God.
iteration.
Are we going back to McClunky?
No.
Oh.
This has been changed from theatrical release to tape release to tape special features release to the 2004 DVDs to the Blu-ray. The only time it hasn't changed is Disney Plus, I believe. The Obi-Wan Kenobi howl.
Oh, yeah.
Different every single time, and every single one of them have been awful. There's not a good one in the bunch.
In the radio drama, it's just like a screech.
Yeah.
It sounds like a banshee.
I would be
It scared the
interested-
shit out of me.
I'd be interested to
Squeak
find out
was
that was the version.
Squeak was a Tintina messenger who worked for Big Bungie.
Wow.
On the day Han Solo and Chewbacca were to transport Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi to Alderaan, Squeak met the smuggler in Mos Eisley to offer him a cargo of chuckroot, and that's the entire Wikipedia article.
Oh my god. Of course they did. The only visuals outside of a sketch somebody did of Tintina is in the Knights of the Old Republic comic series.
Yeah.
And they just went wild in that series of just fucking random aliens.
Well, no,
and that makes
he was
oh my
also-
god!
It's the
Hamster guy
mouse
is
thing.
Tintina. Hamster guy from the holiday specialist is
Yeah.
Tintina.
He was also in the Star Wars Encyclopedia, and he also had his own top Star Wars Illustrated trading card of
That's-
Solo and Squeak.
That's fucking superb.
God, there's so much dumb shit hiding in the background of this fucking
Well, this is something.
franchise.
This is something. I feel like we need a segment that leads into Wikipedia. Like, it's just like a segment unto itself because it comes up so much.
I'll just scream fucking whenever I do it, because that's just my intro to every one of my bits.
So
let me ask a question. Ben, you live on Wikipedia. You would probably know. Does Wikipedia have the function that Wikipedia does, where you can click a button and it'll take you to a random article?
Yes, it does. It does indeed.
That should be a new segment where we click the random button on Wikipedia.
Bring it in. Let's do it.
All right.
Let's have Ben do it. Yeah.
Oh God, why is
I'm gonna tell you
featured
because I've
article
done this.
Jurgen from fucking Old Republic?
Okay, I just tested it, and the first thing I got was unidentified Sakian flute.
All right, so
It's
today
a lot of
today
shit
on Weird Wikipedia,
Yes, great name.
we have Chrysala from
Link it.
Legends,
Link it.
the wife of the last Satab of Ventuin.
This is already worth it.
Jesus fucking Christ. During the Galactic Civil War, she was a peasant living in the slums of the planet. When the last Satab came to power, he... What the fuck am I reading? This is from Star Wars Annual 2.
Oh, it sounds like the old Marvel comics.
Yeah, it looks like it. When the last Satab came to power, he took notice of her and brought her back to his palace as his favored consort. After this, she enjoyed the lap of luxury and the benefits of being the chosen ward of the ruler of the planet. At some point, Chrysala was being paraded through the streets of... This whole bit is going to be me trying to pronounce made-up fucking Star Wars shit.
To be fair, I'm highly
Goyoikin?
entertained. But you gotta link the article. Also, yeah, Jurgen, the fucking random goddamn terrorist fighter is on the article showcase.
Fantastic.
Oh shit. This is getting spicy. When an explosive flew through the air in an attempted assassination. However, Han Solo was in the general vicinity. Was able to shoot the explosive out of the air. Solo was declared a hero and brought back to the palace to meet Satab.
Yeah, this is definitely an old Marvel comic.
Solo tried to escape when he was offered to spend the night.
If you don't link this fucking article, I swear to God.
All right, did we just cross into fan fiction? Like this sounds like
it was only through Chrysala's interference that Solo wasn't caught by the palace guard. They spent the night together where she explained that Satab had supernatural powers gifted to him by his possession of the Shade Shine?
Jesus Christ.
There's like 3 more paragraphs, but yeah, you get the gist of it.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Maybe it's good the EU's dead.
This has been Star Wars Every Week Forever. Good night. Hi, welcome to my second rotation original trilogy recommendations. I figured, since Ben recommended the Republic Commando video game last rotation, I would recommend a piece related to Republic Commando that actually has those characters in it, but they are not the focus. The Republic Commando novel series, it's 5 books. It's written by Karen Traviss, and let me say this ahead of time. Don't really like Karen Travis's writing. She's not... her writing has a lot of problems, and there's things she's very interested in that I don't enjoy reading. but I think she was the perfect person to write these books because it's pretty hard to her writing style fits the clone persona very well. It's also worth mentioning most of what you know about the Mandalorians comes from her. There are things that the Knights of the Old Republic and those stories did to make it, but she modernized it. She made a language out of it, and I don't think without her, the Mandalorian would look like it does. That said, these books are slightly problematic. I will not lie to you, but that's how Karen Traviss writes for some reason. But I am fascinated by these books because it explores something that is not explored very often, and I'm hoping the Bad Batch explores a lot, which is the entire war from clone perspectives, specifically Republic Commando clones that are close to the Jedi specifically. There are internal relations, clones having to hide their secret lives, slowly building up, these personal relationships that they have while trying to somehow live the life of a clone while also in the background attempting to live a life. Mandalorian culture is at the center of it, and how that relates to the Clone Commando specifically, because they were trained by Mandalorians that Jango Fett chose, and how eventually they start to prepare for leaving the Republic, and in some cases failing to do so. I enjoy these novels quite a bit. I will admit they're problematic. I will also say that there's a major character that's fridged in these series, but I think in most cases, except one very rough chapter at the beginning of the first book, all of it is earned, and I love it very dearly. And I think you should check it out, even if the end is left on a cliffhanger because Imperial Commando 2 got canceled. So the reading order is Hard Contact, 000, True Colors, Order 66, and the 501st. And I highly recommend it. Check it out. But don't read any other piece of Karen Traviss's work. And if you do take Chris's recommendation of Legacy of the Force, think lowly about what Karen Traviss does in it. And focus on everything else around it, which is, as Chris would say, fantastic. Okay, that's all I got. Bye. Chris, are you going to come online and yell at me?
No. You agreed that most of it is fantastic.
No, I said from your perspective, it's fantastic.
Well, from a certain point of view.
God. Shut the fuck up. Ben says with love.
This is the most aggressive Ben has ever. It's, you know.
I like how I'm progressively getting more aggressive in Chris's eyes. And it all started with Tarful.
Fucking Tarful. Right, I'll never forget Tarful again.
You fucking better not.
Hey, if you enjoyed us, thought we were funny, like our content, or just really love our suffering and want to hear more of it, we're available all over the place and release episodes every Wednesday around 12 Eastern Standard Time. You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneIn, Player FM, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and in a unique format over on YouTube that our fans seem to dig. You can join in on the conversation over on Twitter as well, at SWEWF. We're quite active and love to hear from our fans. Sincerely, though, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend with us on this car crash of a ride.